Welcome back, guys, to Fruitopia. Today we're gonna be doing our first sampling of the Chico Jujube on camera. I've already had a few, like a week or two ago. They started coming in the middle of February 2025. And now it's the second week of March. So it's early autumn and they're starting to come on. The Chico is the first variety that I planted around 10 to 12 years ago. I don't remember exactly. Around 2012 to 2014. I used to have a prune plum here that got sick. And I ripped it out and put this Jujube in its place, and wow, what a great idea that was. So yeah, so these can be eaten at different stages. If you're familiar with Jujube, it's also known as a Chinese date. To me it's more like a miniature apple. You can eat it at two stages. At the apple stage, which is where it is now, green, right? Like a miniature little apple. Or you can eat it when it gets a little brown or even fully brown, like this one here. And then, you know, it loses the crunch, it gets soft, and it's more like a date, if you're familiar with dates. So there's a few varying types. A few have fallen here. The ones that didn't make it, and every year we get around 200, maybe more, of these Chico variety Jujubes. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We're gonna grab a few. And by the way, I forgot, believe it or not, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Wow, who would have known that? Yeah, and the reason I'm being silly about that, guys, is I'm still being asked. Okay, so that's a perfect. This here, to me, is a perfect Jujube. It's fully brown, but it's not fully ripe. Okay, there's three stages: the green stage, the brown stage, and the chewy. See if I can find a chewy one. I'll find the chewy one. That's the third stage. Hang on, let me grab this one, because that's how I like them. I even like them half brown and half green. Not too keen on the fully green. It's a little sour. Some people eat it green. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find a chewy one that is, you know, soft and fully ripe. Anyway, so as I was saying, these come at the end of summer, which is around now, late February, early March. And as you can see in the middle of the tree, there's not one single fruit. Well, there are exceptions. There's always an exception. There's one there. He's a lone ranger. He's a lone ranger in a tree which is like 2 meters wide. Right? You don't get the first Jujube till you hit the 3 meter point up there in the middle. Yeah, and down here there's a few hanging low, but they're mostly green, not many. Okay, so let's see. Let's see this side here. Any fully mature ones? I had one last week. It was really good. That's close. But not there. Oh, wait a minute. Did one fall? Sometimes they fall. Yeah, we're not going to be able to find a fully ripe one. That's all right. This will do, right? This will do, guys. Okay. And the reason I have the net, the fruit fly net, is because after how many years? 15? Yeah, between 15 and 20 years, the first 15 to 20 years of this garden, there was no fruit fly. In other words, the year 2000 to the year 2015. I never saw one single fruit fly on any fruit at all, ever. And then later on in the decade, 2016 onwards, they started popping up, starting with the peaches. The peach was the first one, and then the apricot, the stone fruit. Anyway, now they're on the tomatoes, they're on the peppers, they're on oranges. The oranges cop it the worst. And they got to the jujubes. Never ever netted, well, sorry, I did net jujube, but against birds. I used a bird net, not an exclusion net like this one. So it's a different kind of net. Yeah, guys, how fun is that? How fun is that? Having to protect your jujubes from fruit fly. So now we're gonna go over here, and I'm gonna share these two other jujubes I have. But here I made a mistake, and the mistake, guys, is a mistake that we all make. I put the nets on too late. That net there on the Chico variety, I put on there in early January, mid-January, right? Like 8 weeks ago. Perfect timing. Oh, actually, I should have done it even earlier. Okay, my recommendation from my experience, real life experience, not textbook experience, is to put the exclusion netting on the tree here in Melbourne around Christmas. Yes, so 2 weeks before I did it. Why? Because, guys, look what happened. It wasn't just a fruit fly. We had some smart aleck bird taking bites out of the fruit when they were green. Look, hang on, I don't know if you can see. Let me grab one. Instead of talking about it. Are there any? Okay, let's get under there again. Okay, I found a perfect example. This one here, look. Look at what they were doing in December. That's December, before I put the net on. Sometime in December, right? Early January. So between December 15 and January 15. So I maybe put the net on even earlier than Christmas. Maybe December 15. Guys, yeah, this is not a fruit fly. This is a bird. Either a bird or a possum. Who cares? Netting takes care of this problem. Okay, so now let's get back to these other varieties. This is a Shanxi Li, and that's a Li. And I'm really, really annoyed at myself for being slack. Well, slack. Guys, come on. I'm not slack. It's just that I've got a lot going on. All right? That's what if I only had 12 trees like these here, there's 12 trees in here. From the Chico to the Shanxi Li in here, there's 12 trees. There's no way even an ant would get through, because I'd be on top of it. I'd be in here all day. Nothing would get past me. But guys, I got 1,300 square meters. I keep getting asked every week, how big is my property? 1,300 square meters of work. Work means making sure the bugs don't win the war. Yeah, so unfortunately, my Shanxi Li jujubes and my Li jujubes are all infested with maggots. How's that for sad? There might be an exception. There's always an exception. I did find one that wasn't. But I picked 20 and I had maggots. 20 maggots and one perfect. Perfect, unaffected. So very, very sad. So, Christmas, guys. Cover your... And I'm going to show you one. I'm going to rip one out from the Li to show you what these nasty maggots or fruit fly spawns look like. Okay. This is a Li. I plucked it off and it fell. And here it is. Let's have a look. Let's have a good look. I'll rip it open for you guys. The top one here. I don't even have to open it. He's coming out on his own. It's coming out of the fruit, the maggot. This is the maggot. It's coming out of the fruit because of the impact of the fruit dropping 2 meters, from 2 meters up high. Right? So he freaked out. It's like, whoa, what was that? See guys, that's what you're gonna get if you're in a fruit fly zone, even in Melbourne, Australia. Welcome to life in Queensland for the last, I don't know how long, 30 years? I don't know how long they've had fruit fly. But for me here at Fruitopia, I've only had this problem for, well, between 6 and 8. Oops, so there's another one trying to come through. It's pushing through my thumb. Hang on. Yeah, guys. Okay. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get those in your Jujube. Look at that. So now I have to wait another 12 months to get my Jujube fruit, because I was late to net the tree. Let me open up the Chico. See if that's affected. I don't think so. Okay, that's the Lee. And that there is the Chico. Look at the difference with the fruit fly and the non-fruit fly. See how perfect the Chico is? Huh? The reason I'm showing this, guys, is because there's no one else sharing this information on YouTube in Australia. I don't know what they're doing in Florida or in Jamaica, but this is the situation here locally. Yeah, I'm disappointed in myself, but I'm not going to be hard on myself, guys, because
you're a lazy gardener.
No, I told them why. Because I've had my hands full.
I know, you need help.
So here we go. I'm going to eat the Chico, no problem. Have a listen to this. I'm still looking though. I can't help it, guys. I'm still looking at the fruit. You would be too. Right? Yeah. Yummy. Right down to the seed. Now, some of you are going to ask me, you didn't tell us what it tasted like. Guys, I've got over 50 videos on Jujubes here at Fruitopia from the past. So put in the search window, Jujube, and they'll come up. I can't cover everything in one video. They taste like Jujube. All right. Look, perfect. Yum. Netting. That guy's still stuck. He's given up, trying to weave out of the the lee. He can't get his butt out or his head. Oh, one just rolled off. Wow, where'd he go? He just jumped. Wow, they can jump just like, oh, there he is. Wow, he jumped from there to there. Oh, now he jumped again. Why'd they jump? There he is. So I have to take care of this now. So that's one of the main drawbacks of gardening. There's many drawbacks. There's storms, right? Queensland or Brisbane got its cyclone. Nothing you can do about that except, you know, sandbag and so on. But we're not going to digress again. So that's the reminder, guys, to myself and to you, to cover these early. The Shanxi, I never got to taste one because they're all affected. The Shanxi. Oh, there's a big one, but that's probably all damaged. Let's have a look. Yep, that's got the worms too. I know because it's soft. Yeah. Yep, there it is. It's infected. Stung. They call it stung. Stung. I would never use the word stung. Anyway, there it is, guys. I tasted the side of the Shanxi that was unaffected, and it was the sweetest jujube I've ever had. So that's a heads up for you guys. Shanxi is sweeter than the Chico. Okay, guys, that's a wrap. And guess where we're going now? Yeah, Kim just picked up the towels and our suits, and we're off to the beach again. Guys, we're making the most of every opportunity. That is warm days. Because once April is here, it's gonna be cold. Well, not Mongolian cold, Australian cold. Wow, I'm so glad I covered all these. Look at this big one coming. Oh, by the way, these come all the way till the end of April. So the pickings are for 2 months, March and April. So that's pretty neat. We get 2 rounds, the March crop, which is this, and then in April we'll get a second crop. Pretty cool, huh? So I don't want to sound greedy. This is plenty for 2 people. It's just that I like to taste different varieties, guys. It's not like we're going to starve to death, right? So it's just a reminder, and also to help you if you're just starting out. I'm saving you 10 years of work, right? Through my experiences. Okay, guys, give me a like if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And we'll see you from the next awesome video here at Fruitopia. Bye.